welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Arnold. So I'll be telling you my strategy for this season with regards to betting. So there are certain rules that I follow that maybe you might be interested in. So here they. Number one, stick with the teams you know. Don't just bet for the sake of betting just because you know this team is playing. Let me just place a bet. Don't do that. Stick with the teams you know. So if you know Premier League teams, stick with them. If you know maybe teams in the top 4 leagues in Europe, stick with those. If you know African leagues, stick with those. Don't just mix teams with random teams that you don't even watch or even know players. Stick with the teams you know. Number 2, the next tip is choose a betting platform that is friendly and usable. That's very important. Have at least 4 to 3 max betting applications, because the ones that I use are mainly 3, but one is once in a while. I use Mailbet, Betwinner, and I also use Pesa. Then the other one that I use occasionally is Betway. So I have done videos on all these. I think I haven't done maybe 1 or 2, which I'll do, and I'll show you how to use them. Then when you stick with those, you become familiar with the platform, and it won't be threatening or scary, like, you know, I don't know how I can put it, but when you get used to a platform, you even become at ease with thinking well and making bets well, because you know where everything else is. If you want a certain market, you know where it is. You don't have to spend time trying to research where there's over 2.5 is or where the combos bets found. You already know where all those are found. So stick with the betting platforms you are comfortable with. And I repeat, the betting platforms I use and that I recommend are those that I've mentioned. So if you are new and you're trying to look for a new betting platform or want to try something different, try those. Especially Betwinner. It's very user friendly. I highly recommend. I'll leave the links to all those betting platforms. Number 3 betting tip is stick with the markets you know. I repeat, stick with the markets you know. Don't just place bets because your friend has told you, oh, I have this new strategy, it's for throw-ins, or it's for how can I put it? It's for combos, and you don't know how to place combos. Don't make your betting markets complicated. Stick with what you know. If you are used to 1.5, choose games that you know can produce 1.5. If you know there are teams that have a lot of corners, choose those teams that have corners. Don't just, no, I think today this team might have this is the market, so let me try this market. No, stick with a certain market or markets that you are comfortable with and understand. Not you don't even know how the ticket has died or has not gone through. You're surprised, like, how? What happened? How is it not going through? And I've seen that in groups that I'm in where people question, like, oh, how come this team had A, B, C, D won, but how come it's dead? So stick with the ones you know, the betting markets that you know. Number 5 is don't just place bets because somebody has shared. I repeat, don't just place bets because someone has shared. What you need to do is, when someone shares a ticket, maybe in a group or a friend, a colleague shares their ticket, what you must do is go through the ticket, analyze each team that's there, say, oh, what's the probability of it going through? Okay, if you see, oh, there's a possibility of at least 70% or 60, because we know tickets are not 100%, so at least in the 70, 60, 80, then you know I can put my money here. Not just because it's got odds, let me place, maybe you never know. No, you continuously be losing money. So when someone sends a ticket in your groups or sends to you, analyze the ticket as an individual, go through and see. If you are doubting on a ticket, don't place on it. Secondly, also on the same fifth point is, if the ticket looks good but there are some teams that you are doubting, remove them. Don't even feel bad and know what happens if it goes through and I didn't remove those tickets, those teams. You would still win if it goes through, because it's better to make your ticket have a higher chance of winning and a higher chance of losing. Number 6, the other point is, do not, I repeat, do not spend or place stakes on your ticket that you know you're not able to afford. So don't bet money you're not willing to lose or willing to afford to lose. So say you're comfortable with losing a 10 kwacha or $1, do so. If you're comfortable losing 10,000 kwacha, place your bet. If you're comfortable with maybe losing over $1,000, do so. But if you're not comfortable with that and you know, oh, I'm more comfortable with me losing a 5 kwacha, bet a 1 kwacha then. There are companies that allow to bet as low as $1 and as low as 1 kwacha. And most betting platforms do that nowadays. So have a strategy on how much you want to be betting. Have a strategy, don't just bet. So say weekend starts, there are plenty of games. So say set aside an amount. So let's say this weekend I'm only going to spend maximum of 100 kwacha. So I'll make tickets amounting to 100 kwacha, or I'll make one ticket, just one ticket with 100 kwacha. And if I lose that 100 kwacha or that $100, if I lose it, it's up to me. I mean, if I lose it, that's it. That's my budget for the weekend. If I lose it, I should not rebet and try to get the money back. Just let it go, count it as a loss. The next weekend, you go again and set an amount. Because I've seen what happens is people lose their money and they're like, dang, I've just lost 50 kwacha, or I've just lost $50 or $10, so I need to get that money back. So I need to make another ticket so that I can bet and get it back, then get back more. Then again they lose. They're like, oh dang, it's only Sunday, there's still some few games left. I can still make some more tickets in the evening. Then again they make, then again they die, they don't go through. Then you lose so much than you would have lost. So stick to a budget and go with it. If you lose, you lose. If you make profit, you make profit. You can also track your losses and your profits. So have a spreadsheet, or try to make a spreadsheet. And if by the time this video is coming out, I'll link the spreadsheet in the description. So track your losses and your profits. So see how in a month how much profits you have made or how much loss you have made. And if you see you're losing so much, take a break. Have breaks. Don't just bet every day. Every day you're betting. Have some moments where you're off, just want to watch football or watch your sports nicely, just without any heartbreak or heart attacks. Just watching purely for the emphasis of watching and enjoying football. Then the other thing is, or lastly, the last point is the strategy in betting. Don't just bet anyhow because you want to bet or feel like betting or because it's everybody's bet. Have a strategy, have a goal. If you have a plan of how much you want to win and what you want to use the money for and how long it will take you to achieve that through betting, have a plan. People want to buy a car in one very weekend, so they'll put $1 or 16 kwacha and they place a bet with odds amounting to 1,000, so that when the ticket goes through, they are millionaires and they'll be able to buy a car and buy a house and their life changes. With betting, with sports betting, that's very tricky. Very, very tricky. And I know most of you who have been in the game before, you know that it is not easy to just make a ticket amounting to so many odds and goes through in every weekend or that particular weekend. If you use that method, you will always be losing money. So have a plan. So say, for me, I'll have a plan of say, I'll be only having 10 odds. Then the 10 odds I'll be staking high. So 10 odds I'll be staking 100 kwacha, or say $10. Then when you stake and it goes through, you're going to have a profit of 1,000, which is good. So if you want to lower the risk, you can be saying 5 odds every weekend and you stake high. So say you stake something high, then every weekend you know, or you be guaranteed of making money. So that's one strategy. So if you increase the odds higher than 10, the chances of you losing becomes far much higher. So what I always suggest is the ones with like 10 odds and below should always be your main ticket and should be the ones where you stake very high. Always. So if you say you'll be having 7 odds or 6 odds or 5 odds, stake high on those and let those be your main ticket for one particular weekend. Then if you want to have multiple tickets, you can now have where you're betting say 20 kwacha, 10 kwacha, 15 kwacha, or $3, $1 for now tickets having more than 10 odds. Those are the ones where you really do not care, and don't make so many of those. Unless you're willing to lose money, then it's alright, but don't make too many of those, because the point of you betting is not to lose money. Main tickets should be 10 odds and below. I'm done. So I wish you all the best in your betting career, and whether it's a side hustle, main profession, it's up to you. Just don't take it too far to the point where you commit suicide. If you're having suicidal thoughts because of betting, just don't do it. Or if you feel betting is a way to become a millionaire within few days, you continue being in the same position. So try not to take betting to the extreme. So if you don't have money, you don't have money. Don't sell stuff to bet. Don't do weird stuff to bet. Don't put your wife or your girlfriend for sale just for you to bet. So be safe, and thank you very much. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you in the next video.